Alrighty, it is time for Duelist Kingdom action, and it is Bakura taking on Duke Devlin. Well, this game should be a lot of fun. Duke Devlin is wildly unpredictable, as is Bakura. So, alright, Witchcrafter Creation. Witchcraft, it's another new archetype. Name I'm not so familiar with. So many archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! They all need to have a big tournament to see which one reigns supreme. Okay. Ooh, decent starting hand for Bakura. Dark Mimic, level 3. Skulldog Maron. Man-Eater Bug as well, a Dark Energy and a Magic Jammer. Alright, turn change. Dark Mimic, level 1. So, quite a few chances to draw cards here for Bakura. Down goes Man-Eater Bug. And sets down Magic Jammer as well. Duke Devlin's got one face down on the field. So now back to him. 5 cards in hand. Duke throws down another face down defense and a face down spell or trap. Make it 2. And Duke... Oh, dice jar! Here we go. Roll some dice. It is a 3 and it is a 4, and Duke Devlin loses 2,000 points. Dice jar is life. It never fails to entertain. But it's taken a chunk out of Duke's life points. Oh, Chain Energy by Bakura. Needle Wall by Duke. So Duke will throw some dice every standby phase to try to destroy monsters on Bakura's side of the field. Down goes Dark Mimic level 3. And flips up Man-Eater Bug. It'd be a shame if that face down's a dice jar. It is... Oh no, it's Sangan. Which means Duke Devlin can pull out another dice jar. Okay, haha, this match is going to be good. We're going to see dice jar, which... As good move by Duke Devlin. Protect the dice jar. Although, that one's already been flipped up. And... How often will you see this? Man-Eater Bug in for the attack and gets a victory. Won't see that very often from Man-Eater Bug. Bakura activates Chain Energy, which is a good card as well. Limits the amount of cards possible to be played, unless Duke gets rid of it. Rolls a dice, misses 2 from a Needle Wall. Oh, face down defense. I'll give you 2 guesses of what that might be. Chain Energy, again for Duke. Face down spell or trap. 4750 for him. 8,000 still for Bakura. There is the Portrait Secret. Duke activates Blind Destruction. Okay, Duke's going to be rolling 2 dice per standby phase. Alright, Chain Energy activates. It's a Portrait Secret. And Bakura goes in with Portrait's Secret. It is Dice Jar. Could have got the win there with Man-Eater Bug, but I guess he had to be sure that he was going to win. 5 and a 4, 2,500 off Duke. He is not having a good day. Not having a good first match. Bakura in for the attack with Man-Eater Bug. Duke Devlin is down to just 3 possible cards, unless he draws, I guess, Mystical Space Typhoon or something and gets rid of Chain Energy. Duke Devlin is in big trouble. Blind Destruction rolls a 2. There goes Man-Eater Bug. Needle Wall rolls. It rolls a 4. No, that's 2 on the field. Dang. If they were inverted in dice roll, that would have destroyed both. Dice Lops. Ooh, okay. 1,800 for Duke. Bakura does have Skulldog Maron still as well. 2,000 defense. Portrait Secret destroyed. Bakura loses 600. Can Duke Devlin make a comeback with Dice Lops? Turn change back to Bakura, who draws 7 Tools of the Bandit. And doesn't go with Skulldog Maron. He's gone with Dark Mimic level 1. Not bad though, you can at least draw a card off of it. As Chain Energy activates Bakura down to 5,900. I'm sure Bakura's probably happy with the position right now. Duke Devlin doesn't have a lot of life points. Rolls a 3. Needle Wall rolls 1. Well, it was Needle Wall rolling the 3. Bakura would have lost his Dark Mimic, which is now attacked and flipped up. Bakura will draw a card. It is, oh, just desserts. Very, very good card for Bakura right now. Upon activation, limit Duke Devlin to just one more card. And Sangan for Bakura. Chain Energy activates. All about Sangan. Change his mind. Skulldog Maron. And you got to say that if Duke Devlin plays another monster, then that will be it. That'll be the last card that he can play. As Blind Destruction. Oh, it's taken out his own dice slops. Rolls 6 on Needle Wall 1. Oh, Duke Devlin's dice have not been kind to him in this first match. He has got the short end of every dice roll. Alright. 500 off Chain Energy. Face down defense. If it's a dice jar, he could still win it from here. Alright. Bakura's played down Skulldog Maron. He did activate the Just Desserts as well. Duke Devlin is down to just 300 life points. He can't play any more monsters. If that's not a dice jar, then Duke Devlin can't win. He can't play any more cards. Skulldog Maron has been flipped up. And Bakura pulls Sangan to the field. And Duke Devlin's completely lost, unfortunately, in this first match. It's no dice jar, but it's a Sangan, which is pulling out a dice jar. Well, that's a dice jar we're not going to be able to get to see because Bakura will win match number 1. Well, Duke Devlin has absolutely no luck in game number 1. And as this one has ended, let's flip to comments. Let's start with Nathan Schuler, who says, Zombies for life, go Bones. Be the dark horse of the top 8. And Nico Pelli says, I'm a Weevil fan because his deck is very cool. Insect decks are very cool. I really do like them as well. Very strategic. Some insect decks, especially the Insector deck. That deck is super good as well, especially for its time as well. I would like to build that deck at some point and get familiar with it, as I've only played against it, but that's using the AI in this game, or the CPU, which are programmed to draw specific cards, so the Insector deck is actually very difficult to beat. Demi Hanning says, great match, and Kaiba would be laughing, and the fusion, I don't think we will ever see it. It is Dragon, Master Knight, 5000, 5000, Black Luster Soldier, and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Well, we saw it in the anime. And I think only once in the anime too. Well, Duke Devlin has started with a dice jar. He's got Shard of Greed, and Bakura has got one card face down. Now Duke Devlin has Book of Moon as well. If he flips up dice jar, he can flip it back face down. Bakura plays another face down defense and ends his turn. Duke's also got Dark Hole there as well. There's Summon Dice. Oh, and here we go. Drum roll. Dice jar is activated. And dice jar will roll. Duke rolls a 1. Bakura rolls a 2. Duke Devlin activates Book of Moon. He'll put dice jar back face down. And goes with Oni Tank T34. And in for the attack it is Wrench, the Gatekeeper of the Dark World. 2100 defense. A good defender for Bakura. And Bakura plays Zur, Knight of the Dark World. Is that an archetype, Dark World? They're cool cards. And Dark Energy, 2100. It's a good start for Bakura. He can go after Oni Tank T34. And he doesn't. He goes after Dice Jar. 3 and 3. They'll roll again. 3 and 1. Duke Devlin loses life points again. My word, I don't think I've ever seen Duke Devlin be this unlucky. I've seen a few games where he's got some rotters with the dice, but this one might just take the cake. Dark Hole by Duke Devlin. He's going to sweep Bakura's field. Oh, one of the face downs was a morphing jar. He's got the 13th Grave and Gradius. Duke also activates Summon Dice. There's 1,000 points off of him. And he rolls a 4. He'll be able to special summon from the graveyard. Dice Jar, well, that can't be flipped face down, so there's really no point summoning it. Oni Tank T34. 14 and 12 is 26. Down goes Skull Dice and Seikuretsu Armor. And down goes Rush Recklessly as well, so Duke's got some traps on his side of the field. So 2,600 to come off Bakura. He'll be down to 5,400. Duke Devlin might be about to get back into this one. Bakura will have 4 cards in hand once he draws. Moonwolfie says, well, as expected, my whooped Rex's butt with her harpies. Yeah, I think we all know what happened on that boat now. As 1,400 by the Headless Knight, it's not been a good game for Bakura. But, I mean, Duke Devlin, I think, might have done more damage to himself. Oni Tank T34 hits 2,100. Bakura loses Headless Knight. And to the end phase, turn change. Gradius available. There's 7 Tools of the Bandit as well. Bakura activates Sunder of Ruler. He had a backup plan. Nicely done by Bakura. Moonwolfie also says 2-1 for Chum. Crimson Maelstrom says Weevil. Haha, beat your blue eyes with my unstoppable insects. And Kyber says, you lost to Wheeler in Battle City. You're a 5th-rate duelist with a 6th-rate deck. Well, given the fact that Weevil had Insect Queen in it, it really was a 6th-rate deck because Insect Queen is a terrible card. Arguably one of the worst cards in the game. So is Parasite Parasite. It's not that good. If you special summon it to your opponent's side of the field, the opponent can just tribute it. As, well, have a look at this. Bakura must have bricked out because he didn't play anything else. And Duke Devlin has picked up game number 2 in a swarm of attacks. Well, he couldn't do it with Dice Jar, so he had to do it with a bunch of really weak monsters. You know, odd match. But I mean, what else would you expect from Duke Devlin and Bakura? The game's going to be strange. Well, they'll set up for one more game. Maybe Duke Devlin can get a dice roll to go his way in game number 3. As Rock, Paper, Scissors is won by Duke. What World Cup games are on tonight? I watched a little bit of Spain and Saudi Arabia from last night. Spain, they absolutely dominated. In that first half, it was 3-0 in like the first 30 minutes. Alright, One Day of Peace starts off. Oh, that's... he's got Dark Sanctuary there, does Bakura. It's not the greatest starting hand, but... could be worse. Argentina's on tonight. Argentina and Austria, France and Iraq. Norway and Senegal are on, and Jordan and Algeria. I did see a bit of a meme going around for Erling Haaland, as he was like chasing down a player who had the ball, and it just looked terrifying. Like 6'4" Norwegian, probably got Viking genes in him, absolutely hunting down this poor player with the ball. It actually looked quite funny because just the way Erling Haaland was sort of like, he was sort of like mid-stride, but he had his head down. He just looked like a Terminator. Alright, Soul Taker in hand. Bakura is going to tribute his Dark Mimic level 3. It's going to put the Great Maju Gazette to 2000, and now Bakura plays Sword of Dark Destruction. Great Maju Gazette was sort of tipped as being a little bit too over the top, but time will tell as Sangans are one destroyed. So that could be a dice jar for Duke Devlin is in hand. Never a dull moment with Duke Devlin and dice jar. Now Bakura's got Soul Taker. Sure, Bakura would like to steal a few souls here and there. Alright, face down defense for Duke Devlin. 2 guesses at what that will be. End phase, turn change back to Bakura, who's drawn, ooh, Dark Necrofear. Alright, to the battle phase. And the other card is another Sangan. So, Duke Devlin, will he pull another one? It's another dice jar. Alright, we're probably going to see a very short third match. Mako and Pegasus' game didn't even crack 20 minutes, which is a bit of a surprise as well. We haven't seen him go that short for a while. Usually they've been averaging about 30 minutes lately. Duke Devlin's got 2 cards face down on the field, and both of them are probably dice jars. Draw phase, Headless Knight. Didn't do so well in the second match. Maybe it can knock off a dice jar in this match. And Bakura's into the battle phase. They've both got to be dice jars. Yeah, there's one. Roll them up. Let's see what Duke Devlin gets on this one. It's a 2. Bakura rolls a 3. No, Duke Devlin rolled a 3. 6,500 for Bakura. Duke Devlin finally gets a dice roll go his way. Another dice jar flips up. And it is 2 and 1. Duke Devlin loses 1,000. God, dice jar has like... It's been rolled a lot and hasn't done a lot of damage. It's been rolling on the short end of stuff. I mean, with dice jars... Maybe dice jars having an off day. As... Oh, Yoranzo, the MVP. If you know, you know. And... Oh, Book of Moon. Oh, there goes... Great Maju Gaz. Will that reset it back to 0? I think it does, because it was like effect point boost, so in theory that should go back to 0 as Sakuretsu armor's activated, so Yoranzo's going to be destroyed. Dark Sanctuary activates. But now Duke Devlin with no monsters on the field. To the end phase, and Great Maju Gazette has been reset to 0. So that's a little bit of an exploit in Great Maju Gazette. If you can flip it down, it'll lose its attack points. 1450 off Duke, he's down to 5550. Bakura at 6500, 950 point lead. As Duke Devlin draws, he's got 5 cards in hand, staring down Headless Knight. There's Dark Assailant. And a face down spell or trap by Duke. Make that 2. Dark Assailant goes in. Dark Sanctuary will flip and gets a coin toss wrong again, does Bakura. Great Maju Gazette destroyed. It was 0. But I'm sure Duke would still prefer to have it off the field. There's a Shard of Greed. His Bakura will be getting close to Dark Necrofear being able to be summoned. What's he got? He's got Great Maju Gazette. I think he's got... doesn't he have Dark Mimic in there as well? I think he might have 2. Skull Dice flipped up. Rolls a 5. Alright, Duke Devlin's actually getting some good dice rolls in game number 3 here. It's 1-1. Winner takes all. Bakura does have Soul Taker. Alright, turn change for Bakura. Wait, no, Duke Devlin. Well, Bakura's field's empty. And Dark Assailant tributed for Spikebot. Why did we leave that in Duke's deck? I think he might have used Spikebot in the anime. I think that's why we kept it in. And Duke Devlin's activated Monster Reborn. And as picked Dice Jar. Well, that's interesting. Book of Moon. What a play. Dice Jar has been brought back, and it's back face down. I thought maybe Duke Devlin may have pulled... Or then again, Duke Devlin doesn't really want to be trying to attack with this Dark Sanctuary on the field. It would be easier to do life point damage with Dice Jar. Actually, it's the same amount of chance, really. It's still 50-50. Alright, face down defenses from Bakura, who passes his turn. He's got the Illusory Gentleman on the field. Yes, Bakura already knows what's probably going to come here. And it is Dice Jar. It's a risky move by Duke, because if he loses a good chunk of points, he's not going to remain with a lot of life points. 5-1. Bakura down to 37.50. Duke Devlin gets a dice roll again. And Bakura, I might even feel this one's starting to slip away. Although Duke Devlin now does have a face-up Dice Jar. Alright, Dark Sanctuary activates. Coin toss in favour of Duke, so the Illusory Gentleman will be destroyed. And Duke Devlin in with Dice Jar. Dark Sanctuary will flip again. And Bakura gets it wrong again. I reckon Dark Sanctuary should be you can only flip the coin once per turn, because it is a very, very strong card. And, Bakura's drawn Man-Eater Bug. It could be handy. As Shard of Greed. Oh, here we go. Both the Dark World monsters. Dark Necrofear. Dun 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 dun. Big, scary Dark Necrofear. Not gonna lie. Dark Necrofear is a terrifying looking card. Would not want to run into him in a dark alley, as Zura, Knight of Dark World, has also come to the field. Bakura does have Soul Taker. Doesn't need to use it though. Save the Soul Taker for Orgoth in case that gets to the field. 1600 off. Dice Jar was stuck in attack mode. Bakura's retaken life point lead. 26.50 for Duke Devlin, 35.50 for Bakura. Bakura needs this win. So does Duke, to be honest, but it's not quite over yet. Bakura activates Thunder of Ruler. Means Duke Devlin can't attack, although he probably couldn't attack this turn. Either way, Duke Devlin has pulled a summon dice out and rolls a 4. He can special summon from his graveyard. And it is Dice Jar again, back from the graveyard. He couldn't have another one, could he? He's got another Book of Moon. No shortage of Dice Jar in this match. Whoa. There's Dark Lucius level 4. Soul Taker can only hit monsters that are face up. Either way, Duke Devlin's going to be able to get this Dice Jar off. God, if Bakura lands the attack and the dice doesn't roll enough, Duke Devlin will lose. Duke Devlin, even if he rolls a 5, Bakura will only lose 2,500. Duke Devlin would have to roll a 6. Dice Jar will roll. It's a 1 for Bakura. It's 6. Duke Devlin wins. How has he won that? With a second playing of getting a Dice Jar back from the graveyard with a Book of Moon again, Duke Devlin finally gets the dice rolls going his way, and Duke Devlin has absolutely stolen it from Bakura, and Bakura is probably screaming at the top of his lungs as he is now banished back to the confines of the shady parts of the Millennium Puzzle. Well, Duke Devlin has won 2-1. I don't think I checked where these two were on the table at the start of the match. Duke Devlin was 20th. Bakura was 15th. Bakura really needed a win, and Duke Devlin has stolen it from him. Well, you can't say that thieves don't have it coming to them. Well, 2-1 for Duke Devlin. An entertaining match. Again, Dice Jar is just such chaos. But it is 2-1 to Duke in the end. Good win for him. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed Duke Devlin and Bakura's chaos. Who would be playing in tomorrow's match? Again, it is Tuesday. Usually I get home late on Tuesday. I got home 2 hours late today because of train delays. Panic and Donzaluk, okay. Oh, Zane and Bastion are also listed to play as well. That'd be a good match. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, stay safe, take care, farewell.